Hey, what's up Chemical Guys family, and welcome back to part 3 of this series on the BMW 328i. You guys seen the past 2 parts where we show you guys how to deep clean the wheels, showed you guys how to do a full strip wash on the paint. Now it's time to clay bar and polish. All right, first things first, we're gonna go ahead and start off with the clay bar process. So right here I have my medium grade clay bar, I have my clay lubricant, and I also have some microfiber towels. Now as you guys can hear, not so much see, but if you guys will hear this, I'm gonna come up to the paint, feel the paint with my glove, and I want you guys to hear the raspiness of it. So all that rough feel that you hear is actually embedded contaminants that are sitting on your paint and within the pores of your paint. So what you want to do to remove that is clay it. Now this clay bar is it's an automotive clay bar that's going to allow you to pull out embedded things like contaminants from your paintwork and or any kind of glass, metal, chrome. So it works on a variety of surfaces. And the way you use it is you want to grab yourself a nice little patty, which I've already done so right here. Grab yourself some clay lubricant, and then you want to go ahead and spray the surface. You don't want to be stingy with the lube. Spray what you need to spray because you want to make sure that this clay bar is gliding on the surface, because if it's not, if you get a patch where it's like dry, you could potentially mar the paint, which you definitely don't want to do. So don't be stingy with the lube. Spray a nice little area that you're going to be working in. And then you also want to spray some of your clay bar as well. Just get it lubricated as well. And then what you want to do is just glide the clay bar left and right. So you want to glide it left and right until you pretty much feel it very smooth. So when you first start off, it might be a little rough and it might feel like you're scratching the paint. Don't worry guys, you're not scratching the paint, you're just pulling out whatever's on the surface and restoring that glass smooth feel. And what this is also doing is getting us ready for the next step, which is our polishing step. Now the reason we do this before polishing is because we don't want embedded contaminants sitting on our paint while we polish, because what are we doing when we polish? We're wearing down the clear coat to remove any kind of fine imperfections like scratches and swirls, and what's in the clear coat? Those embedded contaminants. So what you're going to be doing is grabbing everything that's in your paint, getting it on your pad, smearing it all over the paint, and those fine embedded contaminants can actually scratch up your paint. So you're just going to be in this circle where you're going to be thinking that you're going to be removing the scratches, but you're really not. So I'm going to continue with this clay bar process. I'm going to continue finishing this hood, and then we're going to go ahead and tape it off so that we can get a nice 50-50 shot of what a corrected side looks like versus an uncorrected side looks like. All right guys, so I just finished maybe like 3/4 of this right side of the hood, and I want you guys to come in close and check this out. So you guys see right here, this is the clay bar side that I haven't used, and you guys can see it's nice and gray, right? I flip it over and you have this nasty yellow brown kind of tinge around the outlines of the clay bar. That's all the stuff that's sitting in your paint. So just imagine all that stuff. You wash your car, you think your car is clean, but you really have all that stuff embedded. So that's why we clay bar. If your clay bar gets like that, just knead it around to a fresh side of the patty. Also, whenever you're gliding it left and right, no pressure, just let it glide. Now we're ready for the polishing stage. So right here I have my Torque 15DA. I have it here with the 5-inch backing plate, and I also have it with an orange Hex Logic cutting pad. Now, I don't know if you guys can tell, but this paint it's pretty jacked up. The paint has a ton of scratches, has a ton of swirls, has like claw marks here and there. I don't know what happened here. It looks like a cat got in a fist fight up here, but you know what? I don't care what the story was. I just know that we got to correct these scratches. So right here I have my V-line, which is a multi-step correction system. We have V32, 34, 36, 38, 32 being your most aggressive. So that's a heavy extreme cutting compound for extreme measures like this right here. You have your V34, which is not so aggressive. It's a little bit more on the finer side, but it does break down into a polish. And then you have V36, which is a lighter cutting polish. V38 being the final polish. So that's kind of like the cherry on top, the final kind of pass. Here we're going to be utilizing our V32 extreme cutting compound. As you can imagine, this thing's super jacked up. We're going to go ahead and just go rough. We're going to go hard. We're going to go ahead and start cutting. So right here I have my machine all set up, ready to go. I'm going to open up the spout right here on my V32, and I'm going to apply about 5 pea-sized drops here. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gonna set that bottle down, and I'm also gonna grab some pad conditioner here just to make sure that the pad is lubricated and it doesn't create any excess heat. And all you gotta do is just spray about 2 light sprays from a little distance, and you're all ready to go. Now, before you start polishing, you wanna make sure that you wrap the cord over your shoulder. Don't let it, hit the car, because if you're not in control of it, it's gonna be banging along the sides of your car. Don't want that. So now that your cord is over your shoulder, you want to set your machine down and you want to blot out the product in a nice little section here. So right here, I'm going to be focusing on this upper part of this hood. We have already masked off that side, so we know exactly the results that we're going to be getting. So I'm going to be primarily focusing on this area. What I'm going to do is turn the machine on onto the first speed setting, and then I'm going to work this product into the area that I'm going to be working in. All right, guys, that's it. You don't have to be there all day. Just spread it out nicely. Once it's all nicely spread out, and even, you can go in and start polishing. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna be turning up my torque 15T8 onto the high speed setting, and then I'm gonna be working in a crosshatch motion, going left and right, up and down, up until this product is fully broken down. And you'll know that when the product becomes clear. So once it kind of looks translucent, you know it's fully broken down. You can stop polishing, grab your microfiber towel, wipe it down, inspect the results, and that's exactly what we're gonna do right now. All right, guys, so now that I'm done with this little section, I'm gonna grab my microfiber towel and I'm just gonna wipe off the excess of the V32 and check out the results that I achieved just from this one pass right here. And guys, if you guys come up close, this thing definitely does look, I would say, about 90% better, but there is still room for perfection, and that's exactly why we're using the V-line. Now, this V-line is a multi-step correction system. So the great thing about it is that once you do a heavy cut with, like, say, V32, you can come back, refine it with the finer polish like V36 and or V38, depending on what you see fit. So if you guys come check this out, it's nice and smooth. It looks incredible. There are still some micro swirls, which we can easily remove with the finer polish. And that's exactly what we're gonna do right now. So we're gonna go ahead and grab our V36. We're gonna grab a softer white Hexlogic polishing pad, do the exact same thing on the section that we just did, and then be back with you guys with the final results. All right, guys, check out those results. We just finished polishing the driver's side hood right here. As you guys can see, it looks incredible. One big thing that you guys may see from your end right now is that there's a huge difference in terms of clarity. The driver's side has a deep, rich look. You can definitely see the metallic just pop. On the left side that we haven't polished, you can see that it's dull, it's oxidized, there's still a ton of scratches on there, which is clouding the overall look of the paint. Now, this is pretty much the wonders that you can give to your paint just by giving a great two-step correction using the V32 Extreme Compound and that V36 light cutting polish. Incredible results, and now all that there's left to do is to pretty much just mimic this on the rest of the BMW, and that's exactly what we're gonna do. So we're gonna go ahead and continue with polishing the rest of the BMW, and for those of you guys that are asking, what's after that? Well, we just put in all the hours, all the work of getting these incredible results. What do you want to do now? Well, you want to maintain it, right? You want to make sure that it stays looking that great for as long as possible. So that's when you're going to have to join us for the next episode where we show you guys how to properly protect your paint.